Do you want to sell to more affluent clients? What you need to know is as simple as ERA. To find out what those letters mean, join me on today's episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I want to help you sell to affluent clients. There are 3 letters you need to know inside and out if you want to sell to affluent clients. Those letters are ERA. The E stands for expertise. You have to be an expert in your industry, you have to be an expert on your product or service, and you have to be an expert on why clients buy from you, what makes you different. That's the price of entry. The pros, the people who sell to affluent individuals all the time, are experts on the reasons why they buy. And it's not just the rational reasons why they buy, it's the emotional reasons why they buy. Affluent consumers buy based on their emotional wants, needs, and desires, and they justify them with logic. So you need to be an expert on your client. You need to get inside his or her head, know what motivates them to be interested in your product or service, and know the reasons why they buy. Focus on the emotional reasons and then have the rational justification ready for them to support their purchase. The example I always give to people is automobile purchases. The reason an affluent consumer buys a Bentley is not because it's the fastest car on the road, it's not because it's the safest car on the road, it's not because it will last a really long time. The reason why an affluent consumer buys a Bentley is because of what it says about him or her. It's because of what they feel when they're driving it. It's because of the impression it makes on their clients, on their neighbors, on their peers, on everyone who sees them in the vehicle. When you understand how your customer wants to feel and the reasons why they want to feel that, you'll understand how to sell to the affluent consumer. So being an expert on your product, your service, your industry, the economy is important, but being an expert on your client is more important. The R in the ERA stands for recommendation. Nobody who's worth $100 million Googles real estate agent for $50 million home. They just don't do that. The affluent find people to work with based on recommendations. So you need to establish relationships with people the affluent client trusts. Their lawyer, their CPA, their therapist, or other medical professional. You need to find people who affluent clients trust, and you need to connect with them, deliver value to them, and get into relationships with them. The fastest way to develop relationships is by recommending clients to them. So find people who are their ideal clients and introduce them. You will find that they reciprocate. Being recommended is one of the most important elements to marketing to the affluent consumer. Figure out who they trust, establish relationships with those people, and connect with them. The final element is the A, and the A stands for affinity. You need to have the same hobbies the affluent people have. You need to move in the same circles they move in, even if you don't have the same level of financial resources. I'll give you a quick example of how one of my clients did it. She was a trust and estates attorney. She wanted to meet more affluent clients, so she focused on their hobbies, where they went, what they liked. She realized that a large number of her clients collected wine. They knew a lot about wine, and she wanted to move in those circles. So she took a wine course. She learned in that wine course that the affluent love to educate themselves on wine. So she invested time, money, and energy in becoming a sommelier. Once she became a sommelier, she knew how to get in to meet more affluent clients. She started doing wine tastings in her office first, and then eventually she got invited into affluent people's homes to do private wine education seminars for them. They recommended her to other people. Those people asked what she did. That led to a conversation, and they viewed her as a peer, and they trusted her to give her the work she desired. The affinity led to the relationship led to the work. This model, the ERA model, is how you sell to the affluent. If you want to up-level your client database and sell to the affluent, call me and I will help you develop a strategy that employs this ERA model. You can reach me, Dave Lorenzo, at 888-444-5150. 888-444-5150. I hope you do this and sell more. And until next time, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next Dave Lorenzo Daily.